And we're live. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Shadowrun Up in Smoke, our Shadowrun 6th edition live play game set in London 2081. Before we get into proceedings, and tonight is going to be a doozy, I love the look on their faces. I love it. Before we get into things, let's just quickly go around the room and people can tell you who they are and who they're playing. So let's go with Pete.
Pete first.
Yeah.
Hype. I'm Pete. I play Grifter, Street Samurai, shoot things not as well as I would like most of the time, and I'm reeling off quite a lot of physical damage from the last game, which hopefully will be completely wiped off the board for this one.
We're going to be picking up within minutes of it, I'm bloody likely.
Damn it.
So I'm Kim. I play KTP, the Technomancer, and it sounds like she's going to be using some of her med packs on Grifter.
Huzzah!
Okay. Kat?
I'm Kat, or at Cleric of Court. I play Nico, the human street shaman, who just killed a general. Fortunately, she was invisible at the time. She took a lot of damage by using herself as a meat shield for the person that hired them, which she's anticipating the reward later. And we're not talking monetary. And yeah, she's looking better. She got a little bit of healing because she was kind of close to death there for a bit. But she was only mostly good.
And speaking of, Diane.
Hi, yeah, I'm Van. I play Sphere. Sphere, who was riddled with bullets, blown up with a grenade, and then I think shot some more, and basically dead, or on the verge of death again. Because apparently rigging is just the most high-risk job you can have in this world.
I mean, if you're going to put yourself where there's a window, people can find you, sure.
Well, you did get healed for 5 at the end of the last session, so.
Yes. But that was after the bullets.
Well, I think I couldn't do it before.
You just give me health before that stops the bullets from going into my body.
No, see, that's on you with armor.
I tried that. There's this thing called armor piercing, apparently. Like, have you heard about it? It's fucked up.
Yeah, and also, the only downside to being a rigger is if you're in the vicinity and you're diving into a drone, your body is, well, screwed.
It certainly is a thing. The notion of watching myself from a different perspective get shot by a minigun, like, yeah, that's a thing that happens.
It's an experience. So
Gives that whole out-of-body thing a new meaning.
So last time it was the big event. The group went out with their client, Jericho Dolce Ricotta, wonderful arms engineer manufacturer, to a presentation with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and some high-ranking military officials. Unbeknownst to most of the people assembled, one of those high-ranking officials had hired an opposing group and sent this group out to attack the event. Bullets started flying, spells were flung, things exploded, and Sphere nearly got blown up, but managed to do some last minute catch the grenade and throw it out the window. And as far as we know, everything is safe. The assailants were forced to retreat. The general that was giving the orders is dead, having been sent to a meeting with the Grim Reaper by an invisible Nico. And everything is now calm as Nico and Jericho are on the ground, with Nico still covering their client, KTP in the back, in a back room, handling things in the VR. Sphere, well, sitting and moving about at the very least. And Grifter having taken a few shots, but still standing. And every other member of this meeting, of this presentation, be it military or bodyguard, just all huddled up together, guns raised, but none did a single damn thing. They were all there just to protect the Prime Minister and some of the high-ranking military officials. If things started shooting at them, they would retaliate. But since they realized very quickly that the focus was on the person on stage, they didn't really care that much. So we pick up immediately from where we left off. Everything is calm. The assailants have left the building. The only thing left of their presence is just the ringing of glass shards still falling from windows. The smoke of gunfire is slowly dissipating, though the lingering scent of gunpowder is still very much in the air.
Nico will roll off of Jericho, offer them a hand up if they need it, and then turn to Grifter. And I need to know what Grifter's essence is so I can do some healing.
Essence is 2.
Okay.
Grifter is way more man than machine.
Which normally is a good thing.
Okay. Let me just roll. I'm going to roll some healing here. Give me a second.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying.
From your point of view, Sphere, you were still in that sound booth. It is, shredded to hell. There's there's rounds embedded in the walls. There are holes in the walls, in fact. A lot of your, let's call it life fluids, are spread in the room as well. But you're very hurt, you're in pain, but you're not in critical condition.
Yeah.
Since Nico took care of that as you were well in the along the edge of that.
How's my equipment looking?
Your equipment is fairly fine. Perhaps it's the fact that you don't have the finished chair that would have everything properly strapped. But the moment the bullets started flying, and you got hit, you just dropped your console and all that, and it remained unharmed.
Okay.
So you have not lost any gear, and the drone you had mounted on the very creepy arm mount made from Grifter's former mechanical arms is still there. Has not received any, for perhaps the first time in a long time, there is no material loss for Sphere.
That's definitely, I'm pretty sure that's an actual genuine first.
KTP, from your point of view, are you doing anything?
No, I was still in the room watching the cameras, wasn't I? So.
From what you saw on the cameras, you saw the assailants leave and get in a car, but from the angle, as I mentioned, you couldn't see any license plates or anything. Though even in that case, you would suspect the car to not have any license plates. It's kind of the nature for this kind of job. Grifter, what are you doing?
Picking myself up off the floor, dusting myself off a little bit, appreciating the healing that I've just received, which is massively thanked for. And I guess straight on the comms to see if Sphere is okay.
So is Sphere okay?
Shell shocked, I think.
Oh, literally.
I want to say, especially because of the circumstances. I've been thinking about this. Like, Sphere has been hurt in a lot of ways, but it's always been a sort of hurt of experiencing it firsthand. This is that first time of seeing it happen from more or less a third person perspective and being unable to prevent it happening, and that just something is breaking inside the brain right there.
Yeah, it is. It was a moment of acknowledgement that danger was approaching from a different vantage point, and not being able to react fast enough just because of initiative, and then being violently yanked out of that other vantage point back in the body as you're receiving these hits. So there's definitely more than enough reasons to be a bit off your game at this moment.
I think, yeah, it's going to take a little bit before Sphere is actually responsive again. So probably like a good 2-3 minutes of silence.
With the job done, Jericho stands up, dusts himself off. You know, well, wonderful. Are we all okay? Thank you all so much, you all big military uniform man, for doing such a wonderful job protecting us. The Prime Minister looks around and actually laughs. Yes. Fair point. Fair point. Is everybody all right?
Nico, standing there bleeding with a migraine, just kind of gives this man that flat stare.
He meets your gaze unflinching, just like, and?
Define all right. We're still breathing.
Breathing, yes, that's standing. Or in your friend's case, wheeling.
Not worth it. And she turns around and just focuses her attention on Jericho.
It says, Mr. Prime Minister, one of the generals is dead. He goes, oh. And he walks along, and it's the typical like presidential protection thing where they walk and it's just a giant circle around them, covering him. And he looks visibly annoyed because, like, the gun, you all didn't do shit during the gunfight. Why are you all protecting me now? He looks and says, right. Anyone can tell me how this happened?
Well, are there bullet holes?
No.
And then she looks over at the body of the dead sorcerer on the stage and goes, I'm going to guess that one.
Make it a charisma and con. Because you know full well who iced this dude.
Mm-hmm. We get our edge back at the beginning of each session.
You get
right?
you get the edge, an amount of edge equal to your edge score.
Okay. Well then.
And if you want any extra,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really thinking exploding sixes and adding to my pool is gonna, I don't know.
I'm going to roll for the Prime Minister. This is a trained politician.
Yep.
His
But that means he'll resign in a minute.
yeah, that too.
I was gonna say,
He'll resign after this.
trained politician. All
All
right.
right, I'm burning 4 eggs.
Medical. Yeah.
Which vegetable are we pitting this one against? I'm so sorry. Everything's a dumpster fire, but that's a whole other level.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So that's 7.
So he is going to be rolling intuition and perception. His perception is 9. His intuition is 5.
Okay.
He's going to be rolling 14 dice to see
That's what I rolled. So
how many hits do you get?
7, because I had 4 exploding sixes.
Oh, should I blow this guy's edge? I'm
No.
gonna say no. It would be
No.
too mean of me so early in the game.
Use it when you can really hurt me.
He stares at you for a moment, gives you just a look, and seems to hang on forever. For a moment, you're certain he's gonna just see through you, and this is gonna turn into a very bad night.
She ran cons for a living.
I know, but this is someone.
Butter's not melting in her mouth at this point.
There's someone who's trained to just stare at people for a long period of time and just try to find any weakness.
She's giving it right
and
back.
he does not find any. And goes, fair enough. And he goes and looks down because the roll is overall in perception. He does pick up a small walkie-talkie that he had. He goes, anyone know what this is?
Looks like a radio.
It's one of ours. And you see the military general's like, I don't have any.
The sphere is gonna, having like taken an elevator down and joined now, just look over, kind of go.
There you go.
Tech person, let me just check it. Like, I'm assuming it's just clearly not one of ours.
Let's have you make a logic and electronics roll, or electronics or engineering, whichever you prefer.
Same thing, really. Lots of dice in any case. Lots of dice, but we are back on the magical 3s.
It's clearly not yours. It is not even high quality. It's not. It's essentially like it's the like a walkie-talkie equivalent, like a radio equivalent of a burner.
Just like, I mean, I'm guessing you don't run around with cheap corner shop shit, so it's not yours, and we're better than that, so it's not ours.
Well, something worth. And he hands it to. He takes it from you, hands it to another of the military personas. Something to look into, perhaps. Now, on the subject of this meeting, Miss Jericho? I'm guessing. I don't want to presume. Just honey, you can call me whatever you like. As long as you pay me. He goes, I'm going to ignore that. Makes me wildly uncomfortable. For reasons that I shall not disclose. But I have seen a demonstration of your little gadget, and I would like a private conversation at a later time. Yes, darling, you have my number, and you have my schedule. So just my people will talk to your people, and we'll figure it out. And that's delightful. And as for you, and looks to you, Nico and Sphere. Do you all have a leader, a spokesperson, someone who should I talk to for you?
Sphere's going to point at Nico. Insofar as we have anyone.
And Nico's, yeah, she hits her comms just like, KTP, I need you listening in. I'm going to need some input on this one.
I mean,
What can I do for you, sir?
To be clear, we're kind of a democratic collective. But yeah, anyway.
I'm a servant of democracy. And that he chuckles and I'm like, sure.
All right.
It says,
Watery tarts trucking swords around. We got it.
Says I have seen your performance. I must say I am a good fan of some good covert murder. So here's my card. I may be getting in touch for your services in the future.
Nico reluctantly takes it with that 2-finger grasp. Like you take something that's nasty. Just takes it, goes, thank you.
Anyway, I think that'll be all for me. I need to take my bodyguards away from this place before they suffocate me. And turns and leaves. You still have your heightened senses active, and you hear him just like murmur to himself, like, I should fire all of these assholes and just hire Shadowrunners.
And Nico just softly says to herself, good luck finding any that'll work for you.
Jericho is looking at this. Well, now that's a sell. Lovelies, thank you. That was delightful. And I must agree, I do like a bit of efficient killing. That's my raison d'etre is just efficient killing. It's what I do. It's what I sell. You, the one where I gave the brand new arms to. What's your name?
Grifter.
Right. I'll need to jot that down. Pulls out like a little like a phone, just like a smartphone. Presses a few buttons. Your strength goes up by 2.
Ooh.
I've unlocked some of the perks. You've proven that you are somewhat capable. So,
have you got any idea who these people were?
No, frankly, I don't care.
But they could come back at you again.
And
competition.
And in that case, I'll have some other people hired that will perform some more efficient killing. Now, I'm going to retire back to my temporary abode. You're all free to join me and stay there for the evening. I think I promised one of you a little something.
I need a nap first.
Whatever, honey. So do you all go with Jericho or do you head home?
I mean,
straight home.
Jericho's place is closer, so that's where Nico's headed.
Yeah,
and she's taken some. She's still got some pretty hefty damage going on.
Yep.
She's like, it's too far to get home.
That could do with fixing the gun. So he's edging his bets. There might be.
Oh yeah, there's equipment. There's equipment
there. So I think I might go that way too.
You head off to Jericho's apartment, this little rundown building. And while you're there recovering, I don't remember, did Karis come with you on this or did he stay behind?
Came with.
He was air support outside.
Right, that's why he wasn't in the building. He returns to the building later. He doesn't return with you. You do get a text saying, I am in pursuit. But you arrive at the place, and it's, as I mentioned before, it looks run down, dilapidated. The walls have been torn down, but upstairs, even though the hallways look like crap, the apartments themselves are hotel suites. They're comfortable. They are delightful to be in.
Do they have a nurse on call or a doctor or anyone who can fucking pat Sphere up?
Yes, Mr. Gimpy, Action Gimp, as we know him.
Of course.
He is the on-call physician. Now now for this session, I suppose he'll be Dr. Gimp.
As long as Sphere comes out of it feeling less bleedy.
Let's quickly check biotech to see this role. Okay. What is your essence?
It is 4.2 or 4.
Let's take it as 4.
0.
So,
Yeah, 4.2. So yeah, 4.
okay, so you... Give me a sec. Okay, so he uses a med kit and heals you for 4 physical. The rest, regrettably, will need to be natural healing.
I mean, that's nearly brought me back to full, so...
You get bandaged up, covered, all the wounds treated. And the man is very, very... has a good hand. Is not too rough. Is clearly a trained physician.
Okay. It's just sort of... I should have expected this from you, but I didn't.
If you say so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some latex attire to climb into.
I'd offer you a hand, but I'm not as stretchy as I used to be.
Don't worry. This is a case of a lot of... You know what? I'm not getting into it.
Nico just goes, give me an hour, and then I might need some of that too.
Okay. See you in an hour.
Spheres, is there like, which part of that is Nico gonna,
Grifter, do you also need medical attention?
I have only 3 hits of damage left, so it's not urgent.
If Dr. Action Gimpy is already doing the rounds, so if you need the treatment, he has a medkit.
Is that okay alongside of
Yeah.
the healing I got from?
Yes,
Nico?
it's you can take magical healing and physical healing, and after that, everything needs to be healed naturally.
All right. Well, in that case, then, yeah, please. Essence 2.
Yeah, I know. Cool. So you heal for 2. With you, it's more of a case of he needs to find where he can apply things, because there's so much machinery. And it's like, okay, let me find the patch that is actual flesh to treat that bit. But you get you get bandaged up and ready to do your things. I will ask you to make make it a logic or agility, whichever you prefer, and engineering.
And what, sorry?
Engineering.
Ooh. Yeah, that's just that. I have no engineering, so it will just be agility on this roll.
Okay.
You did very well.
What do we get? We got 5.
5 hits.
That's surprising.
Hits.
Nice. You completely dislodged the bullet that was jammed in your jamming your rifle,
Ah, right. I was going to
and
ask.
you've repaired it to functioning order.
Sweet.
What is KTP doing?
Probably not a lot, to be honest.
For the
I think
record,
she's-
Karis has not returned.
Yeah, I think she's probably just sitting and watching from a corner. Because obviously we still have Jericho and Action Gimp around, so she's still a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, Jericho seems definitely to be your your what's the name? Your kryptonite. Okay.
I like that we've managed to find the one thing that can truly break KTP. Like everything so far is just it has provoked either a strong reaction or silent fury, and this is just the one time where it's just static.
You so you're waiting there. Sphere. Sorry, no, Nico. Do you need to make a roll to see how much you heal for that hour?
No, she's got rapid healing, so
Right.
she heals 1 box of stun damage for every half hour that she rests. So-
You heal up 2. Okay.
Yep, yeah, but it then goes to see Dr. Action Gimp for some med kit healing.
That's that's an issue.
Okay.
Because medkits do not heal drain.
No, oh no, she's not. This isn't drain. This is physical damage that she
Oh, right.
now she needs physical damage healed
Okay, let me just
because she got
roll
shot
that.
up a bit.
Right, and
Yeah, the nap took care of the drain.
only heal 1.
Oh.
Rolled very, very poorly.
Of course.
Just rolled a bunch of 2s and 3s.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be doing the Indiana Jones thing. It doesn't hurt here.
Eventually, though, I will ask you: do you join Jericho for festivities?
Yeah, she'll get something to eat and wander over.
Okay. After you go in there, about an hour later, Karis finally arrives. Not injured in any way, not anything. He does drop essentially his comms, his phone to you, KGP, and signs, got some faces. And you see it's basically screenshot, like photos of the car driving away and him in pursuit. Effectively no license plate. And in the end, they stop at a place and have a chat with someone. And you see him taking shots, almost like professional photography level, from very close by. Still a ways away. It's not perfect. There's some grain in it, but it was a very well lit place, and so he got some decent like profile shots of everyone. As for Nico, you have let's call it a night to remember, an experience.
She kind of needs one.
Make-
She's she's doing this to get out of her head after everything that's
I will
happened.
have you make an intuition and perception check.
Okay.
This is to see if in the middle of it all, you are of enough presence of mind to notice something.
Okay. That's 2 hits.
Enough. Throughout the evening and all the different, let's call it activities, Jericho is clearly in the relationship Adam to the Gimpy subs.
Mhm.
And for all of that stuff, she is an active participant. But when things, with your consent, move on to more, let's call it actual sex, she is not a participant at all. In fact, there is a look on her face at a moment when you are engaged, so to speak, that is just complete detachment. Like when that's going on, she's not there.
Okay.
And just is almost like a presence in the shadows in the corner, just out of the way, just not involved at all.
I mean, Nico marks it, but she's not going to remark on it. I mean, she's seen enough trauma on the streets growing up that
You
know,
can recognize something there, definitely.
yeah. So she's not going to remark on it, but she will make sure that afterwards, after everything is done, and when she's dressed, that she goes over and gives Jericho a hug.
And aftercare is a thing. And yeah, she takes the hug, but there is a bit of stiffness in the demeanor. Like there is something about all of it.
I think Nico's going to actually ask if she can hug Jericho before she does.
She looks at you, and because you still have those 2 hits, you see in this very moment, Jericho is not here. Whoever she is when she's not Jericho is the person you're looking at, and she just shakes her head.
Okay. So then Nico just kind of tries to, she moves around so that she can catch Jericho's eye and go, "It's okay."
No response or even acknowledgement. She's doesn't even meet your gaze.
Okay.
She just seems to be almost hiding in the shadow.
Yeah. So after everything is done, and if Jericho's still this withdrawn, the last thing that Nika says before she leaves the room is she goes over to the Gimp and just very quietly says, "Just take care of her."
He looks at it and goes, "We always do. It takes her a little while. Just."
And she looks at me, she goes, "And I understand."
I'll get into that.
That's just, it's okay. And she kisses him on the cheek of his mask, and
the last thing you see is, as you're leaving, is the other member of the group has very gingerly just straight up picked her up from where she's sitting and just carrying her just to the bed and essentially tucking her in.
Yep. Nico says her goodnights, goes back to her room, and goes to sleep.
And you sleep, and it's the sleep of the murderers. Sorry, the sleep of the heroes.
It's not murder if we were the ones who got attacked. The fact that we took pleasure in this doesn't say anything.
Details.
Yeah.
KTP, is there something you want to do before the evening is out? Anyone else? Anything anyone wants to do before the evening is out? Or do we move on?
Send Karis's photos to Pixelsworth to ask if there's any match, like if you can find any matches between sort of what he saw and those.
What he saw in what regard?
Well, he was keeping an eye out on faces for us.
Right. Right. You had him check on the cameras. No matches to the like the faces in the building. None of that. Nothing really to do with the. If you want, he recommends if you wanted to find out more about these faces, you'd likely have to look deeper into the matrix and try to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can handle it unless you wish to handle it yourself.
I'm assuming it's late by now, and obviously everyone
Yeah, it's fairly late.
Yeah, everyone's had a bit of a traumatic day.
Yeah.
So I think she'd leave it in Pixelsworth's hands for now and tell him that she'll check back in with him in the morning once everyone's had some sleep.
Before going to sleep,
I'm just sorry to interrupt. Overnight, Pixelsworth, who doesn't actually need to sleep, he just puts himself on standby at most. Did a hash check on the matrix to look for information. Got 7 hits. So we'll be reporting on his findings in a little while. Carry on.
Yeah. I was going to say, before going to sleep, with the events of the day, with everything running through their mind sphere, is, I would say, like at some point of just lying down and collecting themselves and trying their best not to be in pain, an ongoing journey these days, is just going to pick up, just a phone, data pad, something, and begins typing a very long message, deletes all of it, and then just sends, "Come and see me," to their sister.
Which one do you text? The one that sent you the message was Priyanka.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it would be rude not to respond. So yeah, Priyanka gets it, and then another message to Sarah, just going,
"Yo,
they're like, hi, long time no talk. Have you heard the news?"
You get an immediate responses. "Hey Sid, Priyanka's going like she calls your sister Priya just to piss her off, because Priya is going nuts. Dad just had let's call it an episode. He's been told to lay off the steaks for a while. He's fine. He's just resting. She is going crazy. My thought is, our dear sister is worried that we're all gonna take her inheritance or something. Like, I don't give a shit about the store. I know you don't give a shit about the store. She's the only one who cares about the store.
I don't think anyone would.
Even Dad doesn't give a shit about the store anymore.
Yeah, like, I don't. Like, is this being texted or?
Yeah, texted. It's
okay.
Texted, and it's a lot of caps.
Yeah, it's like, I'm assuming it's just one of those like bing, 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 bing. Eventually, Seer just gets tired of that and just calls.
Hey.
Hey, quick disclaimer: if I sound like I'm in pain, it's because I am.
What the hell did you do this time?
I genuinely cannot tell you.
I'm gonna ask, because I never ask, but are you into some shady shit?
I genuinely cannot tell you.
Okay.
No, well, here for
Okay,
what it's
Mr.
worth.
Secret Agent. Okay.
What,
Sorry.
you think I work for the government?
I mean, is there a shadier job?
See, that's why I said it wasn't that shady.
Fine. Fine, don't tell me. I'll make shit up and tell Mom something different.
You can tell her that I tried drag racing and it backfired spectacularly.
I told her that last month.
Oh,
She asked about you. I had to make something up.
how many stories have you made up about me?
Oh, at this point, the only thing you haven't been is a Jedi.
What the hell's a Jedi?
Watch a movie, you
I do.
fucking Philistine.
Sorry.
Never mind.
I
Never
don't
mind. I will
know.
ignore the obvious sign that we are not related. And so yeah, Priya. Priya is
Yeah, Priya.
Yeah, she is in a huff.
That's expected. I mean, is she still doing that thing where she pretends? How to put this? Is she still trying to appease mom and dad?
Oh no. She's already claimed the throne of favorite child. That mostly because I stopped running for it. But no, she is firmly in her position as the one. So now this is more. She's just. I don't know what the hell it is. I think I think she's following in your footsteps and involved in some shady shit, and that sudden episode has made her a bit worried that things might be,
I don't want her to get involved in shady shit. She's supposed to get a degree and run the store, and eventually realize that the store is too small for her and sell it off.
Sorry,
And
not
start a
shady
business
shit.
empire.
She is making strategic investments.
Yeah, shady shit.
Yeah.
Like you and me, we both know she was never going to just be happy with the store. It was just always going to be a stepping stone. We just don't have to tell mom and dad that right away because they still. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you can try and show up once and actually say these things.
Calling about that. So things have been interesting here. I've learned some lessons. No need to give me that look. Suffice to say that when the universe decides that you really, really, really gotta take some steps forward and decides it in such a way that it can't be avoided. What? Oh no.
As you're talking, because I'm guessing you're at this moment, you're, let's say, talking with your sister about this, you're not exactly being careful, being defensive, or taking care not to show things like, for example, the wheelchair in the corner.
What the hell would be a situational awareness role?
It belongs to a friend.
It would be I would put it as a. Let's make it a weird one. Let's make it logic and con.
Oh God, that's not gonna go too well for me.
I rolled with Sarah's pathetic pool. I rolled 4 hits.
Well, with my slightly better pool, I only rolled 2, so it was
you
nearly
start saying, all the lessons of where you were going, and you see that the eyes flicker to once to like behind you, and then flicker again and go, wait, hold up. What the fuck is that?
What?
That thing behind you. The one that looks
Oh.
remarkably like a folded up wheelchair.
Well, it's a temporary solution until I get a better one.
See, this is the bit where you've not talked to us in a whole lot of time, and you should have led with that one.
I was
Mom,
building up
if
to
you
it.
if you roll up to mom and dad's house, they're both gonna have an episode.
I mean, they're gonna have questions.
Yeah, no, they're gonna scream.
That's fine. They can scream.
Okay, fine. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it, and claim
Oh.
complete ignorance.
You won't be able to because I'm about to tell you stuff.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Plausible deniability goes out the window. Short version. Well, okay, I will say, I will preface this. This wasn't really my fault. I was.
You know what? I
tarred by-
prefer my plausible deniability and hangs up.
calls right back.
No, not answering.
Just a text, immediately sent the text of got thrown into a building by an asshole.
There's one that says, "Oh, so that was you."
When did you start watching the news, you shit?
I mean, poor fucker gets thrown into a building. That's a headline you click on. You just send a shrug emote.
Yeah, it's just one of those like shrug, shrug, followed by the angel face emote.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one to them. Also explain the circumstances of why you were in the place and in the situation where you get thrown into a building, and I don't want to know.
Short version, I was driving along and someone just decided to attack me. For no reason. You can check every video feed you want. There's nothing I did whatsoever that would have set this off.
You get a caps, like full caps, right?
The response is eventually just like, Sphere is actually a little bit thrown by this. Eventually just responds with, check with Priya, come by my place in a week.
Okay, I'll grab the princess and come see you.
And
You still don't have those weird, all the weird fucking drones that you always hanging about, do you? You know they freak you the fuck out. Which what I am saying is, please have a lot of them in strategic places. Like
I'm gonna
cupboards.
say, like, for especially for documentation purposes and such, Sphere always takes photos of drones just to make sure, like, if they need to be rebuilt or something, there's photos or scans or such. Just sends a couple of like the latest ones with little weird attachments and such, and then a grinning, just that sort of just massive grin.
See, this is why you're my favorite sister. Sorry, favorite sibling.
Hey, I was everything for a while.
Yeah, it was confusing.
You got used to it. Now I need to sleep.
Yeah, I did. And
See you in a week.
whatever. You be you. You be happy. I hate. Neither Priya and I are gonna give you the shit mom and dad gave you, with all the questions.
Always good. Now, you go back to beating people up for money, and I'm gonna sleep.
I don't beat people up for money. I beat people off for money. Different thing.
What the hell did rugby become?
Not rugby anymore.
It's been a while.
You don't. Here's the thing with how your sister is. You don't know if she's kidding or not.
Yeah, it's just one of those like,
She
huh.
could just be fucking with you, or she could be being straight on this. You don't know.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Whether that's fucking with me or being honest, doesn't make a lick of difference.
It's best. It's better for in her mind. It's better to keep you guessing. That's standard policy.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's standard rules to siblings messing with each other.
Of course. There's again. You're gonna need to have your story straight. Because we both know mom's not gonna let it go with a simple answer. You're gonna need physical evidence, paperwork, notarized documents, everything.
Got everything except the notarized documents.
Oh, you need to have everything.
I also have eyewitness accounts.
Are these eyewitness accounts people you can call? Or are they more of the shady variety that are best left not meeting our parents?
They were interviewed by the news.
Okay, yeah, we can go with that.
Like, I'm assuming there was at least some sort of newsreel of
Oh,
people
yeah.
just going like, "Oh, I don't know, this car was just driving and got flung through a building. Nothing happened."
Oh yeah, there's more than enough.
Oh yeah, just like even. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna say that over the coming days, Sphere is just gonna pull together like let's just say like a clip, a reel of here's the relevant information.
You get one more message from Sarah going, I just realized something. And it makes me so happy. And doesn't say anything else.
That's all. There's the response is just and then the phone eventually just gets put down. Of like the energy it takes to just hold up the phone from a lying position is now too much. It's time to sleep. It's been a long time.
The night passes and you all have a good rest. You're weary. Insomnia. You have a long night of staring at the ceiling.
Yeah,
Fortunately, there's a Trio, so you can catch some cheap movies. And
0 hits on that one. So she's up wandering the halls looking for somebody to talk to after a while. She's not going to go to anybody's rooms or anything like that, but I mean, I don't know if there are any guards are out or anything like that. But yeah, she's up wandering the halls. I mean, she managed to disassociate for a while from everything that happened yesterday, especially the whole thing with Lawrence. But as soon as she's back in her room and laying in that bed, it's all right back there. She can't sleep.
That's How much is Nico right now in her own mind?
A lot.
A lot. Okay.
That's why she's looking for somebody to talk to. Anybody that's awake.
Let's make a roll for me.
Okay, sure. Why not? This will be fun.
This is gonna be. Make it willpower and magic.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So we'll start with the base dice of those.
I'm gonna say the difficulty for this is gonna be 3.
Okay. Wait, willpower plus magic is 13, so that's 8 plus 5. Yeah, let's do this. I'm sorry, how many do I need?
3. If you have 3, you're safe.
I got exactly 3.
Okay. You don't go, let's say, too deep.
Okay.
But you are there, just your mind just going on a spiral. The insomnia doing that to you. The worry of the past few days, plus the events with Lawrence, which you always knew were likely going to be bad, but you didn't count on his desire and determination to make things explode as much as they did. And as you're like tossing and turning and trying to distract yourself, eventually you do feel yourself kind of slipping. But it's for a moment you panic because you know you're not falling asleep. And you feel yourself almost sinking. Like everything just suddenly goes dark. And you wake up in this almost like liminal space. And almost feel for a moment here almost like a glint. And then hear the sound of like a drop falling onto a pond. And everything around you begins to ripple. And while everything is dark, with the ripple, colors start to form. Almost like below you is pure darkness, and when the drop hits, like a galaxy forms beneath you. Different lights and different colors forming. And you have a moment of realization of, this is similar to what happens when you go through an initiation. It's that kind of drop. Only normally you are in a controlled environment with reagents that are there to keep you safe. In this situation, your mind, your spirit have been in such turmoil that you have pulled yourself into that environment on your own without wanting to. And as you're looking around, you suddenly feel a presence behind you.
Okay. I think instinct takes over. And
Well, by the way, from the moment you land, your danger sense is all over the place.
Yeah, so instinct is taken over, and she is she's pulled up almost in a fetal position, but she's sitting up, knees drawn up tight to her chest, arms kind of hugging her, hugging them, but the hands are out. And she's doing that eyes darting back and forth, again, over the shoulder. She's almost kind of scooting around in a 180 arc so that she can kind of see what's going on around her. When she feels the presence behind her, she's gonna spin around, and again the hands are up, like she's getting ready to pull on her magic.
When you turn around, you at first don't see almost like a hazy shape. The hazy shape extends a hand, and in it is a small dish with a teacup. And it's just a teacup filled, and you're filled with a scent of like chamomile tea, a warm, pleasant smell, and the teacup is presented to you, and you immediately know who it is. Like memories just hitting you, like the scent just drawing you back a long time ago when you were first learning your magic and you had no control and were frustrated and were lashing out, and your mentor would give you a calming tea and would just help you center yourself. And as the tea is presented to you, features begin to coalesce, and you see Kai.
So she is silently crying as her hand is shaking, and it takes her both hands to take the tea. She's got one hand on the teacup, one hand on the saucer, as she kind of takes it to herself, and she's looking up at him, and the first words out of her mouth are, "I miss you."
I know. But you got a couple very strong-minded women taking care of you now.
I wish I'd known them before. Thank you for sending them.
I would love to take credit for that one, but that's just cause and effect.
I'm sorry what happened.
It was my own mistake.
Was Vic involved?
No. Vic was never involved in whatever happened to me.
You're the only one then.
You're not gonna like this, but I don't blame Vic.
He took everything. He took everybody.
The truth is, Vic, the others, myself, we failed you. We should have done better by you. I should have done better. But instead, I decided to just focus on teaching you and hide away from the rest. Stay away and not get involved in what I was seeing.
You kept me alive. You guys taught me about family.
No, we didn't. You learned that on your own when you met these people.
No, you were my family.
We taught you to survive at all costs.
Yeah.
But look at where you were when all of this began. We were all, most of us, having decent enough lives, and we left you to scrounge in the streets. We taught you to cheat, to steal, to con, to take. And we left you in a position to perpetuate that with more impressionable young people.
No, those kids didn't do that. You know that.
I know, but it could have gone that way. And there are things the others did in their own times that I should have put a stop to. But in the end, it took Vic to take matters into his hands. I'm not saying his methods were correct, but I can understand them. We were not good people, Nico. I was not
good enough.
I was not a good man. I should have been better because I had, for all intents and purposes, I had a young daughter to raise. And instead I left her to the wolves.
You guys taught me to survive. That was more than anybody else ever did for me.
As I said, and I blame Vic on this as well, we should have done more. You should not have had to live in a bombed out building. We had the opportunities and the means at times to do what you are doing for those kids now. And we didn't.
She just kind of shrugs and she goes, "You're saying you should have given me a full meal when you gave me a sandwich. I was happy with the sandwich."
And I'm telling you that I could have given you the full meal. I know you are conflicted now. I know my sisters have done their thing. It's one aspect of all this that I never sought to teach anyone. Let's just say it goes in the family. Family recipes. It's not right, but I understand it. As for the young man in question, I am fairly certain your paths will not cross again.
Do you know what hurts the most, Kai?
Yes?
That the good is gone along with the bad. And there was some good.
Nico, pains me to tell you this, but you only knew this man from one casual encounter and then talking to him about once every 5 months.
Yeah.
You didn't
but
really know him.
No.
You had
I
an
didn't.
illusion and an idea of who you wanted him to be.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It might sound unfair, but I hope it helps in getting you across this gap to know that you may not know him, but you do know others fully. You have found people for whom your happiness is of paramount importance. And those people are perhaps more important.
Yeah, they are. But it's still. It didn't have to be like that, though. He just.
You can't control what's in someone else's heart, Nico. What you found, what you confronted was always there. And if you hadn't confronted it, you would have been a pawn in someone else's scheme. Let me ask you this. What he wanted, does your Malcolm want it as well?
No.
And he had no right to try to push you all into it.
Yeah, I know. It's. I know what it is to hurt like that and to lose what you thought was your life and everything. And it just, I hurt for him. It's hard not to.
That's fair, I suppose. He will have to figure out his own way. And
Yeah.
perhaps once your friend finishes his own journey and only the pieces are left, maybe you and this gentleman can have a blank slate moment.
And even if not, I just wish he would find somebody who can put his pieces back together.
Unfortunately, as you well know, the only person who can rebuild the house is yourself.
Yeah.
If you do it for someone else, you're just redecorating the wreckage.
Yeah, but I've got experience in that.
I know.
I never.
But I will say,
wanted-
I've been happy seeing you build a new house. And I can't wait for the finished project.
I don't think it's ever going to be finished.
You'd be surprised.
I don't want you to feel guilty or bad about what you could have done or should have done for me, because I don't have any regrets.
Oh, Nico, you'll find at some point in your life that we all have our regrets. These
I
are
don't have any
mine.
regrets about
Vic,
that.
Vic has had his own.
Vic had an overdeveloped sense of revenge.
Vic, true. But of all of us, the one who most desperately wanted to avoid failing someone again was him.
And he's the one that hurt me the most.
That's the irony.
Does he at least recognize that irony now?
We don't really talk. There's not really a ghostly Tuesday. In fact, as far as you know, I'm not really here, and this is just your figment of your imagination. It's a fun thing of how these things work. I could just be telling you what you already know.
You sound like a lot like a guy that I know that's like a lot of flame involved. And
Oh no, that asshole killed me. So let's not talk about that one.
no, not that one. The one that's helping me out now.
Ah,
The cat and I split ways.
I figured you would eventually. The cat is good for some things, but I think the moment you started helping people and letting others help you, the cat had to go away.
Yeah.
So I will say, looking at things, you all do seem to have a theme. It's either fire or cats.
Yeah. And one pew pew.
That one's the bigger cat.
She stops for a moment. She kind of looks at it. She goes, huh.
Think about
Yeah, I
it.
guess you're right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Every time he does things, just imagine it's him going and seeing the glass on the edge of the counter. Same thing.
Oh, he's been taking lessons from Watson.
That is a wise animal. You should listen to him more. All right, you can't understand him, so no worries.
Well, now there's one more thing that I wish for.
You know what also is really a good thing?
What?
Your mind is distracted now. You're not thinking about the bad things anymore. And you open your eyes and it's the morning.
And she can still taste the tea. And I think there's whatever it is about Kai that is a sense memory for her outside of the tea. I think that kind of lingers for just a few seconds as she wakes up. And then once she's fully awake, it's gone.
You still, your body feels tired because you have not
Yeah.
actually slept, but you were in a bad magic trip.
Yeah.
But perhaps it's the bad magic trip that you needed.
Yeah.
And I think
No
that
more
is a
peyote for
great
Nico.
that is a great place for us to take our break. So everybody go, stretch. Soloyaro, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. We'll be back in 10 with the rest of our story. See you all in a bit. And we're back. Hope you all had a nice break. It is the morning after, and you've all had nice rest. Pixelsworth delivers a message to you, KTP, with the details on the search results. Two of the three members of the assailant group who left, you have their names. They're essentially low-rent Shadowrunners. Not big enough to have made a name for themselves. So they're just they're likely the cheapest option available. Which is, for a job like this, it's strange. But it's not unusual for Shadowrunners to be thrown off the deep end. That's kind of how you prove yourself. Their names are for the gunner that left. His handle is Reticle. For I think those who left were two deckers and the decker and two of the gunners, because the rigger got eviscerated. No. Who did you kill? Did you kill the rigger or the decker? One of the two died.
I'm pretty sure the rigger got.
Yeah. So the rigger is gone, and one of the gunmen, and also the sorcerer.
Yeah.
Which left the decker and two of the gunners.
No, sorry, other way around. It was the decker I took out, not the rigger, because I figured the decker was the one who had the potential to do the most damage.
Right. Yeah, at the time, the rigger still had his drone hanging off the back, so you hadn't seen what they were sporting.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I basically figured I know what a KTP can do. I don't want to know what that one can do.
So the decker is dead. The sorcerer is dead, and also one of the gunners. So the ones who left are one of the gunners called Reticle. The other one is called Skill Shot. And the rigger is called High Drive. Those are their handles. Their name, you also have, with the results, yes, you also have like their names, but in your world, names come, a dozen a minute. For one of them, though, for Reticle, you do have his actual legal sin. Like there are records up to like birth certificate.
Okay.
Do we have IDs on the ones that were dead?
No, because these are just the photos that
Okay.
that Karis took while in pursuit. So his name is Wilbur Wilkinson. You would realize why he likes to be he prefers to be known as Reticle. You all wake up, and is there anything you all want to talk about together before I bring your client into the mix?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Nico finds coffee and goes to check on everybody.
Door opens. And Jericho struts out, as always. This time it is a casual attire. It's literally a bathrobe that barely covers her breast and just is opened fairly like around knee level. But much like everything else she's worn, has a long ass trail. And it's like silky white. It's just walking very daintily. Goes, oh, you're still here. Delightful. So, last night, wonderful. Again, I love a bit of efficient killing. So, I know that you, and points to you, Grifter, you got this little shindig because you were looking for a piece of tech, right?
That was the idea.
Fortunately for you, I sell that piece of tech. It's actually my piece of tech. And I just, I'll just give it to you for free. I've just called your contact and told him not to charge you anything. Also because I have a vested interest in you all continuing to be alive and providing me metric data for those arms, I would like to hire you in the future again, if you so agree, and to help you all with a decision. Puts the hand in the like the bathrobe and pulls out 5 cred sticks and tosses each of you one. You see it, you put it through in your account to see the reader for it. She's giving each of you 20K. Including Karis. So that's 100K for this job.
That is possibly more money than we've had at any point since.
You've also been on a bit of a money dry spell for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
we
a
keep
touch.
doing jobs just to get out of deep shit. Which, like, way too real.
Yeah. Because like, wow. Thanks. Yeah. I'm in.
Delightful. Now I would recommend you grab your gear and go wherever you used to go. Within an hour, I am leveling this building.
You can
Kinda
stay in the
seem
area.
far-west.
No, I'm leaving the country for a few months.
It's and she pulls up the name of the female orc. She goes, "Is she going with you?"
You give me the name of who?
The female orc, the guard that they met when they first came into the
Yes.
building, that Nico
No,
flirted with.
she's a local muscle. I've worked with her
Oh, okay.
before, but she's local muscle.
Okay. And Nico she goes, "Well, it's been a pleasure. I enjoyed myself. And you take care of yourself."
I will. I always do. Now, she looks to you, KTP, and walks right up to you, like very close, and hands you a card. That is a private host, giving you access to it. If you ever need to get in touch with me, or if I need to get in touch with you, I'll pass along a message there. Okay?
It just doesn't say anything, just nods.
You are so lovely. I will eat you right up right now, but I don't want to make my companions jealous. And she
With the
very,
fear.
very daintily gives you like a boop on the nose and turns and walks.
KDP right now. One fear.
She gets to the door, and already there is Dr. Action Gimp, handing her a pair of essentially like the same like silky material trousers, and she slips them on and then takes the like the bathrobe and pulls 2 cords, and it shrinks to fit, and it's now a jacket, still with a long ass trail, of course.
Because you're standing there going, "I want to be her when I grow up."
He goes to walk and realizes the trail. Right. Literally snaps the trail off, and it's a perfect like business jacket. Puts on some high heels, and I just need to put my face on. Let's go.
Waves and blows a kiss to Dr. Action Gimp before he leaves.
Oh.
Sphere just kind of looks at all those clothes and thinks, why don't I have that? Just like the instant
You've been out dripped.
hitting. And Sphere thought electrochrome was cool, but now it's just like, no, now electrochrome is old hat now.
She turns around and says, by the way, KTP. What do you say for today? Feral or demonic? I need you to choose.
Wow.
So like KTV looks very confused and scared. Just kind of like a whisper so quiet that it's almost just mouthing the words and says demonic.
Delightful. And she grabs Dr. Action Giver has a like a bag, and she fishes out almost like it looks like a metal mask. Like a full face, almost like a almost like the Street Fighter like Vega mask. And she just takes her mobile out and just fiddles with some controls, puts it away, and then just presses the mask against her face. You hear ding, ding, ding. Pulls it out, and it's a full perfect makeup. That is like inspired like Japanese oni, but it's just like highlights the yellow eyes and says, "This is a look. I know what I know what else needs to happen." Press the button on just press just something on the touchpad, and the clothes, that perfectly white, almost like silk attire begins to have like streaks of red and gold in it to match the makeup. Goes, now I'm ready. Now, as I told you, bug out. I am leveling the building.
Is there still real coffee left in the kitchen area that they were?
Yes.
Nico grabs the rest of the coffee, real coffee, and puts it in her bag to take with her.
Restocking from the dwindling supplies.
Yeah.
Never
I
again
think
shall you go back to soy calf if you can avoid it.
Not if she can help it. No. Yeah, the most of Harley's is gone. I think we made the last pot like the other week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Is there anything else worth taking in here?
I mean, there's guns and literally there's guns in the walls.
Oh, grifter.
Well, I guess I'll wait till Jericho's back. We might like she's really has sort of out of earshot and round the corner or whatever. Just open up the duffel bag we've got stocked.
You basically have duplicates of your current gear, your current weapons, and your shotgun. You have multiple, let's say 5 more of each.
Nice.
You can start selling your own weapons if you want.
That's alternately, we could just break them down and build the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, it's called Big Bertha and his giant shotgun.
I was thinking a rotating shotgun setup. 5-barrel shotgun minigun. Why am I thinking this? Anyway.
because when we first met you, you blew up a police station with a missile.
There's no missiles involved here. Why are you bringing that up?
Overkill.
Speaking of overkill, you leave the place. There is the same car that kind of drove you here is there to drive you to wherever you need to be, like the last meeting spot, and the one driving is that orcish lady that you have a fun contact with, and she says, "Okay, off you go."
I still need about 2 days to kind of, and she points to the bloody bandages. So I'll call you then.
That's about right. Her name is Melinda. Her handle is Roughhouse.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. As you're all driving away, after a little while, like a few blocks away, you just hear everything just shakes. There's a deafening explosion, or the sound of an explosion, and you just see in the mirror where the building was. It's just now smoke. If Jericho says he's going to level the building, she's leveling the building.
I mean, Sphere just respects the hell out of them for both capability,
Style.
flawless fashion, and sheer fucking confidence is just like one of those.
You want to be her when you grow up.
Yeah, like maybe not need to be them, but just the confidence, just to get that, because that alone seems to carry a long way.
After Roughhouse is gonna drop you off, says, by the way, this car is not mine, and I'm up, and Jericho's given me instructions to destroy it. Seeing as I've had to drive you places, you guys want this car? I'll sell it for you cheap.
Define cheap.
How traceable is it?
It's untraceable. Yeah, it has a shifting license plate. It shifts to. Here's the kicker: it shifts to existing license plates of completely regular people.
I'll take it. How much?
4K.
Done.
Okay.
Mine now.
Do just quickly transfer to the credit sticks. The keys are in. You got yourselves another black SUV.
Sphere has needed one, so this is
tinted windows, bulletproof glass.
Yeah, it's going to need to have a few modifications to be wheelchair accessible, but yeah.
And this, you can mount your turret there, Grifter.
This is where we go with the suggestion of pop-up.
Either that, or you splurge in the equivalent of a Hummer. Though that's not going to be even remotely subtle.
No. See, Sphere has tried the whole giant armored tank thing and that hasn't worked out. So this is just going to be like the equivalent of a Bond car. Like headlights retract, shotguns come out, that sort of thing.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, completely feasible. Easy.
You all return. You have this new car. Is there anything you want to do with it before you head home? Is there anything you want to check?
Bugs.
Make that electronics and intuition roll for me.
It's a good one. That's 6 hits.
Not a single bug. You do notice, though, there is something writing with you in the car computer. And as you're kind of fiddling with it, you hear a, "Hello, madam. I've taken the liberty of taking over the car, as I frankly did not trust the driver."
Well done, Pixelsworth.
I can also confirm their words are true. Not a single bug in this vehicle. I've taken the liberty of also shutting off any GPS or anything related to it.
What would we do without you?
Quick question.
It would be just as fine, but perhaps a bit more stressed. And frankly, this is far more entertaining than what I was used to do at the bank. So, win-win.
So it looks like you're coming with us on our adventures now.
You so desire. I can create, let's call it, a copy of myself for the vehicle and also remain at the base where I also am at this very moment.
So KTP looks over at Sphere.
What? What did you say? I didn't hear.
Oh, sorry. I said KTP looks over at Sphere.
What are you looking at me for?
Your car.
If
Sphere's just
I will not,
scrolling
I
through like a
promise
music
not.
library.
Says I promise not to interfere if Sphere wishes to ride the vehicle themselves. Just
I mean, I'm
call.
gonna have to-
Consider me onboard assistance.
I'll have to set up for actually diving in at some point, but for the time being, I welcome a co-pilot.
Delightful. Now, shall we return home?
Yes, but on the way, I want the greasiest, most sinful takeout we can get our hands on.
You get to a place that sells the greasiest of everything.
Oh yes.
If only because it's cheap as hell. So it's everything that it gives that they sell, from pizzas to burgers, the carton ends up, let's call it soggy.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Please tell me this is a 2081 version, London version of a Waffle House.
It's the typical British takeout that sells fucking everything.
Close enough.
Pizzas, kebabs, burgers, fish and chips, waffles, donuts, cakes, everything. Whatever they can sell and make money with, they will.
Mm-hmm. Can
Nico
they
loads of-
make
go
it
ahead.
properly? Who knows? But they're selling it.
Yeah, the quality is questionable, but
That's kind of the point in this case.
I'll be honest. A few years ago, more than a few years ago, when I lived in Ireland, there was this takeout. They were awful for most things, but their burger was amazing.
Yeah. Like sometimes you have this place that does one thing really well. Everything else is terrible, but one thing they do and they're just fucking amazing at it. Now,
Because-
the point of this is really we've been surrounded by such weird, fancy, high-tech everything, and it seems to have thrown KTP for a loop. So this is just one of those, okay, let's ground ourselves again. And the car is going to need a deep clean, but that can be done.
Diner food is comfort food.
Yeah.
Hey, you get your heart's bypass desire. And have a nice meal after a very successful run, and potentially making two clients both equally shady in two completely different ways.
When we get back, Nico's going to pull out the PM's card and go, if we want work, he said we could contact him. I'm kind of for burning this and forgetting we ever heard or met him.
I'm sorry, you're saying the Prime Minister wants to hire us?
Yeah, he said that, yeah.
Okay, but is the pay good?
Oh,
Wants to be.
I say keep it around. Who knows when it can come in handy, even if just for fucking around.
okay. Nico puts it in the back of the junk drawer in the kitchen.
Fair enough.
That's fair enough.
It would have to be pretty bad for us to accept government work.
Especially for him.
Who knows? Maybe someday you need government backing.
I mean, if we want to learn how to collapse in 45 days. Oh, you know what? Yes, prank call the Prime Minister.
Oh. Can we make it look like it came from Blondie?
Well, there's one Blondie we like.
Oh, I mean, you can try. I only tell you, vengeance will be swift
And hilarious. Oh boy. Okay. But no, on the way home, Sphere, by the way, is gonna be spending a lot of time just making sure that the car is loaded with good music.
You load up what you think is good music.
Mhm.
If that is actually good music, that is up for debate. But
I have no idea what sort of music Sphere even likes, so
I will assume it's whatever weird shit Diane listens to.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nico then adds all of the 70s rock, 1970s rock to it. Because everybody knows that that was literally the best decade for rock music, hands down. So it's all 70s rock.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That's a hill I will die on.
I will talk to you about that. We will have conversations. One day we're just going to have a couple of hours of exchanging music.
Sounds reasonable. As
how
you
you make
arrive,
friends. You
pretty
argue
much
about
you
music.
all move around in your own spaces. Karas, as always, goes up to his, let's call it loft area, to settle down. Dr. Watson, you kind of left with food, but is looking very needing of attention. Pretty much whoever sits first on the sofa will get a giant cat on them.
Yeah, Nico is glommed onto the cat.
And Grifter, you get a call giving you a drop point to pick up your gear.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Is it far away or?
It's like a half an hour drive.
Do I have to go now, or is it like a ranger?
They told you it's been left in like a storage container and like a storage yard. Storage yard. No, sorry, I'm not saying it correctly. One of those like storage places where you get like a storage locker.
Right.
The kind of thing where you just it's a small room to just dump shit. It's one you've used before. You have the keys. They have the keys. Just come. They roll in, drop your shit, lock the storage,
Yeah.
and you can go pick it up whenever you want.
Right. Okay. So I guess like we've only just got back, right? So there's no immediate rush. So
No need for rushing.
okay.
Okay. You have your money. You have your gear. Is there anything else you want to do? Anyone you want to talk with? Oh, KTP, you get a message. Nico, you get the same message. It is a short text from Malcolm that says that anything Lawrence might have had digitally, aka on any of his computers about you, no more. So what Sarah and Amelia did with magic to his mind, Malcolm has done you the favor of taking care of digitally. So no chance of Lawrence suddenly going to his computer and going, who's Nico? No.
Nico will actually respond back, "How are you?"
The message is very short. It says, losing the battle.
Her response is, "If you need a friend or somebody to just sit with you, let me know."
You get a son says, I appreciate it, but to be honest, if you and your friends could even consider that request I sent you, the people that are going, it's the metahuman trafficking thing. If you could even consider it, that is all I need.
That's next on our agenda.
Thank you.
And then she tells everybody else it's next on their agenda.
You also have in the agenda for whenever you want to take care of it, the
Ghosts.
ghost busting.
Yeah.
The ghost busting is a day's job. Is theoretically it's in and out, ghost bust, head out.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Theoretical tends to result in getting shot, so
I mean, these are ghosts. They won't shoot you. They'll just poltergeist you.
Nico would love, and I think if anybody asks her if we're talking about it, Nico's like, I need at least a day and a half of just downtime. And I think she's kind of looking to, I don't want to say cuddle or whatever, but she wants her family close. She needs to heal. She knows others need to heal. And she just wants them to all kind of decompress for a day or so before they take anything off. You know, if there's things that we can do from our base that don't require us to go out, whatever, sure, but she's like, we need some time to decompress for us.
Is there anything you all wish to do during this decompression time? Any personal projects? Visit from sisters? Are you finishing the chair?
Yeah, first things first, chair.
Let's have you make that roll. Logic and engineering. You had how many? 4 more hits to get?
Yeah, I've got 10 dice. Let's do this.
Roll 3 hits. Roll 3 hits.
You're not going to believe this.
No hits. Glitch. Critical glitch.
Not a glitch. Only 2 hits.
Oh, this is gonna need another day of work after this. I think it's simply you're in still in a bit of pain, even though you know you've been healed, but it's the soreness getting to you.
Yeah, I still have the rest to heal anyway. Speaking of which, should I roll for that?
Let's just assume that in a day you heal up. You would have like 2 more to heal.
3 more. So it's
whatever.
In the course of the downtime,
yeah,
I assume.
I don't care.
Okay. But yeah, and then Sphere will be going through.
I will say you also, the first day you don't do it, the next day you finish the chair. Because, I mean, it's 2 hits. It's 2 hits and you have 10 dice. There is a rule. There is a rule in Shadowrun where for every, if you were looking at the difficulty and for every 4 dice that you have, you can simply say, take it as a success. If, for example, if you have a roll that needs 3 hits, the difficulty is 3, and you have 12 dice, you can just say, I get it.
Fair enough. The infuriating thing is, just for the sake of it, I rolled again and I got 6 hits. So I'm that's literally the best roll I've had for the chair progress ever. And it's right when I don't need it. That's how
things usually go.
Yeah. But yeah, and then
when the chair is done, it's your running chair. Is it in the sense of shadow running chair?
Yeah. So
that's the one you're not gonna introduce to your sisters.
No, or at the very least, strip it of the suspicious components and just have it be the comfortable.
Most of it.
Yeah, bare essentials. But the other thing Sphere needs to do is go to their apartment and essentially just clean up a bit.
You head off, and I'm guessing either Grifter or someone else gives you a ride there. Just considering they're the only car. It's the only car.
It's okay, you can borrow the car. But the other job at this point...
I think it will take you... do you want to make the rolls to see if you can set up the car to be something you can ride on? As in...
I was just going to literally send that to a mechanic shop and pay for it to be done.
Okay.
You just need hand controls for it, like they have now.
No, it's for the rigger interface. So you're gonna get, what are you gonna get from the mechanic? Rigger interface and what else?
Rigger interface and
accessibility options.
A small side lift, yeah, essentially.
Yeah, That'll run you about 2K.
Done.
Cool. The guy tells you I'll have it for you in about 3 days. I'm fine.
That's sounds good. Whoever's driving the car will fix.
Well, if Grifter drives the car, can we swing by the lockup thing
Sure.
at the same
You
time?
can take care of all of your business and then leave the car for modification.
Yeah. Just drop Sphere off at their home, and then you can have the car, and then just eventually drop it off at the mechanic.
You pick up your thing, get it back to the base. Your home, you left it fairly neat. It just needs a bit of dusting because you have not been here in a while. So it does look like, dust has settled. Anything from Nico and KTB?
I think so. Probably just hanging out with everyone.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of kind of hanging out, a lot of spending time, making sure that Karis is involved too.
Karis, for the most part, the first day when you arrive, he just goes back, as I said, to his upper area, his kind of loft area, and just sticks there, chilling and doing whatever he does over there. Eventually, he does come down, but he does take some time to himself.
Yeah. I think Nika's just she's checking, she keeps, every so often she's checking in with everybody, and it's not like every hour or every 2 hours like that, but it's like a couple of times a day. It's like she has to check in with everybody. She has to physically see them, make sure that they're okay. Bring them coffee or a snack or something like that. But it's this almost a compulsion that she has right now.
I would say KTP make an intuition or perception roll to see how obvious this sudden, almost panicky behavior is to you.
Five.
Yeah, it's obvious that something's going on with Nico. She is nonstop. Even sitting down, I would suppose you're kind of fidgeting at times, and suddenly check that everyone is where you're expecting them to be.
KTP won't say anything, but I think it just puts more of an emphasis on the hanging out bit to kind of reassure Nico that everything's fine without actually saying it.
Pixelsworth noting the. By the way, Pixel was the last something I forgot to mention. The last face that is that Pixelsworth detected is from a PR manager from one of the megacorps for Horizon. His name is Omar Stint. All fairly kind of lanky and thin man of very dark skin, shaved head, impeccable business suit. It is a PR manager for the Mega Corporation Horizon here in London. Because mega corporations, Horizon is a weird one. They sell slogans. They sell PR. They don't follow trends. They make them. In a way, they're kind of in the same business as Jericho, but more general. While Jericho is focused on setting trends and innovation in weaponry, Horizon is all about controlling what's hot next.
That doesn't sound suspicious in the least.
Not at all. No, not at all.
No. I'm not going to interfere in this because Sphere isn't there. So
All been given +2s. So something bad is going to happen. Nothing bad ever happens. See, this session has been so calm.
Yeah, right. Well, while we're all chilling out, I guess Grifter ought to phone. Was it? Can you bring up the thing? Oh no, it's there, isn't it? Roland, about meeting up for not getting hit. Really, I suppose.
Yeah, he replies, says, "What's up, Brent?"
Let's do this meetup. I told you I was busy. I'm not busy now, so.
Wonderful. I'll send you a meeting spot, or you can tell if you have one in mind. You can tell me.
No,
I don't
meet you
mind.
wherever you're happy.
Okay, and he fires off a message. He actually almost coincidentally sends you a meeting spot nearby on the actual current Liverpool Street station.
Hmm. You know,
It's an underground station, and it's basically a metroplex. It's stores and apartments and a lot of and cinemas and entertainment venues, but all of it underground, and very large volume of people moving about. So on one hand, there's a lot of public. On the other hand, people can hide more easily.
Okay, well, I'll try and get there earlier.
Are you going on your own?
Well, you didn't tell us about.
Yeah, I haven't told anyone about it, so I'm only meeting the guy. I'm not.
Are you driving there or walking?
You said it was close, right?
Within walking distance, of course.
So yeah, I'll walk.
I will just say that, especially because of Nico's current state of mind, Nico, you do notice a grifter leaving unannounced.
You get a message like 15 minutes later. Where you going?
Going to meet a friend.
Okay.
Be back soon.
Like how soon? Just curious.
I don't know, within the hour.
Okay, so if you're not back within the hour,
then I'll text and let you know that I'll be later.
okay, I'm just trying to plan dinner is all.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Does Nico follow?
Nico goes to KTP and says, "Can you track Grifter?"
Oh.
I think because it's Nico, KTP doesn't even question it and just goes, "Sure."
Hey,
he left about 15 minutes ago. He said he was going to go meet a friend and we'll be back in an hour, but just in case, it's Grifter.
It's intuition and electronics roll. Because it is Grifter's mobile and you, generally speaking, manage the... You know what? Screw it. You have enough dice for this roll. You just succeed.
I'm going to say, by the way, KTP, if you want to track Grifter in like visual way, you do also have the access code for the Eye in the Sky drone.
Oh, true.
You will also notice that Grifter hasn't taken any large firearms with him or anything like that.
That's because he doesn't need to anymore. We know what he's packing.
That's just suspicious.
Yeah, and Grifter also has a mounted arm cannon, so
Yeah.
So basically, right now, then, Katie, PSV, and Nico are sitting around the kitchen table watching Grifter.
You see him entering the Liverpool Street Station, and yeah, he's there. At the station, Grifter, you find the direction is basically like it's a burrito place.
So I'm there first, right?
Called the Reaper's Sombrero.
The Reaper's Sombrero. Okay. Right, if I'm there first, I guess I'll just take a seat at the sort of a counter and wait outside if they've got a bit of outside seating outside.
Eventually, a chair is pulled up and Roland sits down. You don't know much of you have very few memories of him. It's a guy, he is taller than you, built like a brick shed house, has short cropped hair, very like military buzz cut, and very, very, very dark skin. Don't know this. He is from a Senegalese family. Well, Senegalese orphan, technically speaking. But you get my meaning.
Yeah.
And he says, well, long time no see, buddy.
Yeah. Well, and this is all Miranda's doing.
I mean, me getting in touch with all of you is my doing. I got a gig. And I figured, I need a bunch of freaks to take care of it. And I know that most of our freaks, so I see you're sporting cyberware. I'm gonna guess you're sporting more than usual.
It's just aesthetics. It's nothing.
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. So Miranda, I contacted first. She was the easiest to find. She's not exactly subtle.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Did she try to stab you when you met?
I know she did stab me. When we met.
See, that's the difference. She tried with me, succeeded with you. Fun facts, fun times. So, just run me through this thing with Miranda.
My group had a job.
By the way, I've asked her to join us. She's gonna be here in about 10 minutes. So that determines if I help her put 2 in you or I put 2 in her. You got 10 minutes to convince me, buddy.
We had a job to get some stuff that, for a customer. Turns out she had the same job for a different customer. We put our heads together, get the job done. Then she went all psycho bitch crazy at the end and tried to kill everyone. I don't know what to tell you. She's about as unprofessional as they get.
I will make charisma, and because you're not saying anything that's incorrect. It's not a lie. I'll have you make charisma and influence roll. I'm going to give you 2 edge. Oh, right, you can't gain edge or spend it on charisma.
Can't use edge. No, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be using all of my edge. So this is not a great dice pool for me.
Oh no.
Difficulty is not high. Just
okay. That's a critical glitch.
He's got 4 ones.
I got 4 ones.
I
motherfucker.
Oh.
I see. He goes, I see. Well, that tells me everything I need to know, man. And he says, I'm just gonna grab he just goes, can we get a couple of burritos? Thanks. And eventually you hear the clack sound of Miranda's high heels approaching.
Have we heard any of this, or are we just watching?
Oh, you have no feed. You only have the GPS.
Okay. Okay.
That's the only thing you asked for. If you can track Grifter.
Yeah.
And she sits down and doesn't even look at you. Goes around and says, "What the fuck is this?" Me? With this? Oh no, we're just asking our dear buddy here what the fuck happened with whatever mission you had. Because let's face it, Miranda, you're a crazy bitch. So I can't exactly trust your word.
You are a crazy bitch.
But I'm gonna give you a chance, Miranda, to tell me exactly what happened. Is that your problem? Yes, because I'm putting together this team, and I need to know who I'm working with. Grifter, make a perception intuition roll.
And intuition. Where's intuition? Oh, that's not as bad. Right, I can use edge on this, can't I?
No.
Yes, this is intuition. Yes, you can. This is not a charisma roll.
Is it a visual
Is
perception?
it a visual perception?
Of course.
So that's a +1 because of the cyber eyes.
Yep.
And I'm gonna.
Don't forget you have the +2 to dice roll too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna use my +2 to a dice roll.
Okay.
Big gloves. All right, that should be good, right? All right, here we go.
Another glitch. I will reach through the screen and smack your dice.
I got 2.
That's enough. You realize immediately, as he's telling this to Miranda, that both you and Miranda are in lethal danger at this moment. This guy will kill you both if he has to. So he goes, Miranda, why are you... He's told me his piece. Why don't you tell me your piece? She basically outlines the job more or less the same way you have. And it says, at the end, I wanted my data. They got my team killed. Hijacked my operation. At the end, I just took my shit and left. I was not about to shoot them and get myself killed. So, see, here, Brent here is telling me that you wanted to kill everybody. See, I want clarification on what everybody means. And Miranda just looks at him and says, I wanted to kill them. They took out my team. That's the only people I was told to kill, which is a lie, obviously. So this is going to be a roll-off between her and Roland. She is rolling with a charisma of 3 and a con of 3. So 6 dice.
Grifter, you just were gifted a reroll.
Yep, I saw that. Solaro, thank you very much.
That is 3 hits from Miranda. Now I'm going to ask you, are you willing to spend that reroll for Roland should he not meet the difficulty?
Yes.
I'm rolling for Roland. He has an intuition of 4 and a perception of 8.
Oh, that's not too bad.
This man is a sniper. He has good eyesight. And good instincts, too. He goes, right. That's good to know. Because, I need to, as I said, I need to know who I'm working with. And at that moment, the burritos arrive. The moment the burritos touch the table, he draws a gun, puts a bullet through Miranda. The server drops, screams, and runs away, and Roland just stands up, walks up to her, and unloads the full clip on her head. And then he
Clean up in the food court?
In the food court, in the middle of people are screaming and scattering, and he just puts the gun, he slides the clip out, puts the new one in, talks to Chamber, just puts it on the table, and says, now I need you to tell me again what happened. Because I'm not entirely convinced that you're being honest with me here, buddy.
Grifter gets up, goes and stands next to him, looking over. I told you what happened. I've got absolutely no reason to lie to you. And if you hadn't have done that to her right now, I would have done it. I think we can all agree we're on the same page.
We'll have you make another roll. You need to get
Oh.
one hit. If you get one hit, you're going to spare yourself some pain.
Same roll as before.
Same roll as before.
I will gift you my +2 if you need it.
Am I allowed? Because I'm not supposed to use edge on it, right?
I bet it's not.
This is just channel point stuff. You also have the reroll. I have not used it, so you have a
Well,
reroll
I'll
if
give
you
you-
need it.
You can have my +2 as well.
Okay. Here
I will
we
allow
go, right?
only 1 +2 to be used. Or the reroll for this.
Okay, that's 4. That is much better.
4 hits.
And I did use the reroll.
Oh, you use the reroll?
Yep.
Okay, so let's spend that reroll.
Thank you, Solaro.
Okay, so with that reroll, thanks to our viewers, he looks at you and says, okay, I believe you. I just killed this bitch right in front of you, unloaded a clip, and you didn't flinch, and you gave me the same story. I can respect that. Now give me a sec. Mauricio, yeah, we're the court. Grab the body, take her to the chop shop. Yeah, we're heading out. Don't worry, cameras are all turned off. There's not going to be any evidence that we're here. And we got people to take care of the witnesses. Don't worry, we're not going to kill anybody. We're just going to make them a very nice offer.
Right.
I don't need to kill people. I do it when I need. Correction, I don't want to kill people. I do it when I need to. Miranda needed to. She's been lying to me for a bit, and I am tired of her attitude. So I will be in touch. And he hands you a card. I'll call you with the details and the offer. If you don't want to take it, fine. Just hear it out.
Yeah. No, I'll wait for your call.
For the record, we're going to kill some motherfuckers.
I didn't expect anything less.
You got any ties with the evil corporation?
Not that I'm aware of.
Good, because there's a whole lot of evil people who need to die. Now I'm going to head off with my burritos. Have a good day.
Yeah,
And he
you
just
enjoy that.
holsters the gun, grabs the burritos from the tray, and walks away.
Sort of standing there watching the chaos going of people running around. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Just sort of starts walking off.
You head out, and no one comes after you. Mysteriously, there are no guards in sight. There is no police response because there's no camera. No alarm is ringing. Just people running the fuck away. Nico and KTP, you see news reports.
That was what I was
panic
going to
at
ask.
the station. Witnesses claim someone was murdered, but there is no footage and they are still trying to contact officials for information.
But we see Grifter's tracker moving.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's literally back within the hour.
yeah. So how'd it go?
Yeah, it was all right. Had a burrito, caught up a little bit, and now I'm back.
Yeah.
Do you wanna roll for that?
I'd rather not.
Or you want to, or we go proceed directly to the part where they know you're bullshitting them.
I'm gonna roll then.
Charisma and con, my dear
Yeah,
friend.
charisma and
Oh,
con.
Always rolling.
Intuition and perception against
I
Charisma
got
and con.
2.
2. How many dice do you have in intuition and perception?
8.
8. You could just choose to succeed.
Yeah, I'll just succeed.
Oh, he's lying. He's obviously lying. He's like,
Oh, yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
nothing, not at all.
She pulls up the news
there's a
reports.
lilt of high pitch in the voice. Suddenly, like, nope, nothing's happening.
She pulls up the news reports.
Panic at the station.
Oh, that's really odd. That's where I've just been. I didn't see anything. There was no panic. I walked in, burrito, I left. I'm not even out of breath. I ain't running. There was no panic.
As
Yes,
you're
sir.
talking, Pixelsworth projects something on the TV, on like the Tridio. It's just the image, like an emote of a guy just digging a hole deeper.
Grifter turns around, looks at us. You're not helping.
Mika just looks and she goes, "Don't try to con a con."
All right. So, like, I met a friend, an old friend, who happened to want to talk to me about possible work. Turns out Miranda was involved. You remember Miranda, right?
Oh, I remember Miranda.
Yeah, that she wanted to stab me next time she saw me.
Yeah.
So she
Tried to
was
kill the
there.
rest of us.
I didn't know she was going, in my defense. And then he shot her in the face more than once. So I don't think we've got to worry about her anymore. And I left.
You know, I think this is somebody we could work with.
Exactly, right? So I've done a good thing. And had I known she was going to
Well,
be...
no, you
of
didn't do a
course I
good
would
thing.
have
He
told.
did a good thing.
Yeah, to be honest, I was thinking about it, but I realised that obviously it would have been worse if I had done it. So I didn't want to, cross any boundaries or anything.
I feel that like KTP and Sphere are over the other side of the room, just sitting and eating popcorn and watching.
Sphere's cleaning their apartment, so this is
Sphere is, you see it, you do see the news report, panic at the station, but no
Yeah,
idea what it's about.
no. To
So
Sphere, this
it's
is just
KTP
one
and
of those, like,
Karis.
well, to be fair, this does follow hot on the heels of Grifter having just left. So, like, it's one of those suspicions are there, but who knows?
Look, it's all, I promise you, it's all cool. I haven't got us involved in anything moody or involved in anything, and it's all good.
Why do I'm hearing a yet on the end of that.
No, yet. There is the possibility of work, but I have
Okay, so
said
that's the yet.
that would be a decision we all make. And then he takes the card out and puts it on the kitchen table. I take it we're in that communal area.
We're gonna have to get a Rolodex.
Yeah, and why are people in this day and age using business
I know,
cards?
what
I
is
don't
that?
know what that's all about, but we've got a lot of them, and here's another one, and he just sort of pushes it to the middle of the table. It will be up to everyone.
Nico puts it in the junk drawer with the rest of the cards.
Fair enough.
So Miranda's dead.
Oh, she proper dead.
I'm gonna go bake a cake, and Shertrud goes into the kitchen.
Yeah, the card says Roland Adeyemi.
That goes under Roland Grifter's friend.
Yeah. The
The
friendship wasn't working out though, was it? Let's be fair.
They
the
killed
rest of
Miranda.
you continue to grill Grifter for a little while, and he continues to sweat. with Karis just giving you like a friendly pat on the shoulder and shakes his head, and it just goes back to sitting by and just eating the popcorn. Eventually, though, things calm down and the day passes. And in the evening, Nico, can you make the roll for insomnia for me?
Okay. I have to look it up every time you think that. I think that's what I thought. Okay. So 7 dice. Another bad night.
A bad night?
Yeah.
Even
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna spend my +2, and I'm gonna succeed on that, so she actually gets a night's sleep.
Dad, you actually go to sleep, and while you're sleeping, you get pulled into another place. KTP, you get pulled as well. And you both open your eyes, and you're in that liminal space where you were before, Nico.
Yeah.
Only now the galaxy that seems to spread below you looks more like circuit lines and like electricity bouncing everywhere. A bit of a mix between what you've seen some of the empty spaces of the Matrix look like, combined with your perception of a spirit realm. And you realize that both you and KTP are there. Where you realize the wires have crossed somehow.
I think she goes over and she stands next to KTP and she goes, I've been here before. Has this ever happened to you?
KTP, this seems like when you did your immersion, but it's not exactly correct. There are details that don't match up. Because this looks, a lot of this stuff, like just in the spectacle of light and magic and sparkles and stars, yeah, that doesn't seem familiar.
I think like KTP just starts poking Nico and kind of going, "Is this real?"
I assure you
Yes and
both
no.
it's, well, somewhat real.
Hands
And
come up.
you turn around, and facing you, you don't recognize him for a moment, and then an image flashes to your mind, and you remember that family portrait when you saw the very young Trent Rockwell with his family. And Malcolm stands before you, says, "Oh, suppose I somehow called you both here, because it's time to say goodbye." And that's where we're going to end our session.
All right. I am going to say I gotta run because I gotta help.
Let's just quickly, swiftly
Yep.
go. Everybody tell whatever you have to say. Diane?
Yes. Hi, Diane. I sometimes play games. I am setting up a streaming schedule this weekend, Saturday, basically the entire afternoon and evening. There's going to be an event called Roll for Good where we are raising money for mermaids. Kevin's also going to actually be involved in that. Fun fact. You won't see us on screen, but we will be teching behind the scenes. And also coming up later this winter, watch out for more Brinkwood coming to my channel, maybe with some familiar faces. And that's it. I gotta run. I gotta help my
Okay.
partner. So, love you all.
KTP?
I'm Kim. I played KTP, the Technomancer, and you can find me online at later levels.
And Kat?
I'm Kat, or at Cleric of Court. I lurk in everybody's Discord servers, and you can find me here on Thursdays and on Wednesdays, including next Wednesday over on Valdrian's channel doing some Monster of the Week, where I have more family trauma happening because Faye bullshit. So That's
And as Diane mentioned, I will be helping out on Saturday on Roll for Good. You won't see me. I'll just be behind the scenes, taking care of production. And neither this week nor next week will there be a D&D game on Sunday. Some of our players are on vacations. Damn them. Anywho, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the channel points. The ones that were not used will be refunded and have been refunded now. But again, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.